Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's stream. We are playing a game that is coming out on Nintendo Switch in a couple of weeks. December 17 it lands. It's called Mercenaries Blaze, Dawn of the Twin Dragons. This is actually the fifth in the series. So the previous four are already available on the Nintendo Switch. They're developed by a company called Iridion in Japan. And they are available on mobile. These are kind of mobile ports to Switch, but they are very enjoyable kind of tactics RPGs in the Final Fantasy Tactics mold. They're very traditional in style, they're very classical, and I quite enjoy them because I do enjoy my traditional tactics JRPGs. So hopefully people jump on. I mean, I know this series doesn't have the greatest brand name out there. It's not the most well-known series, but I do think that people that discover it quite enjoy it, especially if you are a fan of Final Fantasy Tactics. So we'll give people a moment or two to jump on, say hello. It'd be good to hear from people as we play along, and then we'll get stuck right into it. Rightio, okay, so we'll get going. Hopefully a couple of people jump on, but I haven't done a stream on a Tuesday for a while, so I would certainly not be surprised if nobody knows that I'm doing this tonight. I've got to get back into the habit of doing these streams regularly, but this is a good way to start. I haven't played this game at all. I have played the previous 4 Mercenaries games on the Switch, so I do know basically what I'm in for. But yes, I haven't played this one at all, so hopefully it doesn't crash and break. Hopefully there's not some kind of game-breaking bug that needs to be patched before release, but I'm pretty sure that won't be the case. They wouldn't give out codes otherwise. So here we go. We click on new game and we're out of here. We're off. Hello, Diddy. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if you've ever played a Mercenaries game, but you're in for a treat, I think. If you like Final Fantasy Tactics on any level, you're going to have a good time with this one. It's good fun. It is good fun. So we're going to play on normal difficulty because why not? I'm a veteran of the genre. I know my stuff. And yeah. I don't know how far we'll get into it tonight over the course of the hour that we'll be playing, but I've been told that I've been requested from the publisher not to go past Chapter 5, so if for whatever reason we get up to Chapter 5, I'm going to have to stop there. Apparently it's because there's narrative spoilers and stuff, and fair enough, I have got early access to this thing, so I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but let's get into it. I'm sorry to hear that, Diddy. Well, hopefully, this probably won't convert you, because this is a very classical tactics game, but I don't know, I quite enjoy it. I've spent a lot of time playing these simply because they're very easy to sit back and just play because they're not too intense. Mind you, the themes are pretty intense. So, as a raging war continued through the continent, numbers of refugees increased by the day, the main casualties being the people of Westa. The Kingdom of Euros agreed to accept the refugees in exchange for their labour, which allowed further development of the city. So we've got a war-torn place, we've got refugees, we know where this is going, I think. This series has some pretty dark themes. It is like I said earlier, it is a mobile port as such, so it doesn't exactly engage with those themes in a very deep manner, but the series does have its heart in the right place. It does try to address the topics in a way that you would have to say is positive, but at the same time it certainly aims to be dark and show the nasty side of war. Expendable army of labour, very much. Yes. This arrangement continued extensively. Eventually, the people of Euros began to feel threatened by the increasing number of refugees in their kingdom. They began to riot, demanding the immigrants be sent away. Yes, see, told you. This game got political. The relationship between the people of Euros and Wester invariably worsened as tensions rose. In an effort to diffuse the situation, the church passed an edict that immigrants willing to convert their religion were allowed to stay. It's not exactly subtle. Yeah, so that is something I should mention. Okay, nice translation. Yeah, the translations of these games is done pretty quickly, it must be said, for especially pretty large games. The previous ones in the series, they were readable, like, you know, because you've been on the streams if I played them. Games like Banner of the Maiden, whatever, have had much worse translations than these. These are quite legible, but they're not, deep, By the way, Matt in an op-ed, spoiler culture is really a discourse, Matt. Yes, well, if I wouldn't get the early copies if I didn't agree to the embargoes, and in fairness, this publisher is very reasonable. They just requested that I don't give the whole game away before it's out. So, no other spoiler, no other kind of embargo conditions. It's not like a Cyberpunk where I have to sign away my firstborn just to get a copy of the thing. So I play nice, and I play nice when I can. Here we go. Straight into the action now. Or not quite. I thought that was fading to the action. However, those who declined to convert were persuaded to leave. Persuaded to leave, yeah, I'm sure. Persuaded very nicely. Yeah, and because of war, there's strife and sickness. Refugees try to hide. The ultranationalists, they're the bad guys by the way, seized as their chance to criminalise those who refuse to abide by the law and persecute them further. Illegal immigrants, you put them into internment camps. And then mercenaries got hired to do that as well. Hence the name of the game. You play mercenaries as mercenaries. So this is the in-game graphics that you're seeing now. So this is set in Australia. Yeah, I think it's meant to be quite relevant to a lot of places in the world right now, somehow. I don't know when this was actually released, but it would have been fairly recently because the previous Mercenaries game wasn't too long ago itself. So you play as this little group, I guess. The Mercenaries, the Twin Dragon Company. These slums are filled with illegal immigrants. Everybody keep your guard up. Oh, there we go. She's pretty. I'm already going to give this game a 5 out of 5. There we go. It's sold. It's been sold on me. If they let us commit war crimes with impunity. Based on the previous games in the series, I would suggest that's probably not an unreasonable request, actually. Like I said, these games do hit some pretty dark themes. You generally end up being on the side of the good stuff and doing the right thing and pushing back against the darkness as such. So I would imagine, just going on previous history with the Mercenaries series, in this one you start out doing the bidding of the ultra-nationalists, the bad guys persecuting the immigrants and whatever, and then at some point you'll come to this realization that all of this is very bad, and then you'll turn coat and end up fighting the people that you originally start in service of. It's fairly traditional plot, I think, and I would imagine this game is going to hit those notes. So right now we're probably going to do some pretty nasty things, but if we continue playing on, we'll probably get to the point where we end up feeling heroic and fighting for the people we previously persecuted. A woman with a conscience sounds like a main character, yes. Well, she's the best. She's clearly the best straight away. Look at the hood. And the black hair. She would have preferred fighting monsters. That dude stoned Dalton. She is a good person. She abuses the immigrants, but she feels bad about it. Yeah. This is nothing personal. As mercenaries, we don't have the luxury to pick and choose what to pay for. Yeah, the pragmatist. He's going to be pragmatic until he decides to give it away. Dalton has a punchable face. He does, doesn't he? This doesn't necessarily have to end in bloodshed, so Lester is the naive leader of the group, of course, with the very standard hair. Dalton, Connie, and Alva. He's cool. I like Alva already. They have a brother-sister thing going on, obviously. Alva is a cyberpunk character who lost his way. Yeah, he's in the wrong game. He applied to be in Cyberpunk, but they didn't take him on, so... His audition didn't go well, so he's ended up in this game instead. So the second in command is the immigrant. There you go. This is a nice group of mercenaries. They might be doing horrible things, but they're all about the diversity. Okay, so they would be the immigrants, the illegals, illegal AWOL. There we go, there's a bit on the nose. So talking didn't work, and because diplomacy didn't work, now we've got to do the fighting bit. Chapter 1 begins. Nice little battle map there, as you can see, very traditional Final Fantasy Tactics style battle map. This is all very classical, which is cool. And it's very familiar. If you have played one of the Mercenaries games in the past, then this will be very familiar to you. Certainly is to me. So there's our characters. Oops. Like as you can see, you can actually choose the direction, just like in Final Fantasy Tactics. And there's our little group, 4 soldiers. View tutorial. No, I don't need to view the tutorial. All right. So, do you think? Do you think warfare would be better if fighting on a grid was in the Geneva Conventions? I think it would be much fairer, don't you? If everybody took their turns, took one swing, and then just patiently waited for the next turn, I think things would be much nicer. Okay, so defend. So as you can see, there's a treasure chest there, and then there's also these glowy bits. You want the glowy bits and you want the treasure, that's where you get all the loot. And therefore you need to make your way around the battlefield quite efficiently, which is what we're doing right now. Dalton. If you've got a shield, you can defend. And she is a gun. Oh, not in range. So she's got ranged attacks. Oh, there we go, got hit. And there's a counterattack there. Okay, so that's that. Now, our turn to fight. Ooh, that's a good hit. Good job, Alva. Second in command, but first in my heart. Connie. She'll get the kill to finish because that's pretty cool. She's the best. And wait. I'm going to move this guy over here because there's a treasure chest there which I want to grab. And finally, the healer, who has a little bit of magic going for him. There we go. Pretty good turn, if I do say so myself. Defeated one enemy. Ended up all healed up. Oh, they're starting to swarm now. There we go. A short spear is some loot. Treasure chest. I don't know what was sitting there, but RPG logic. There's always chests in random spots. Oops. I want to... no. What do I want to do? I want to move him over here to attack. I don't play RPGs with the combat necessarily either. There are some exceptions, like something like this is just so traditional. I enjoy it for what it is, a very honest kind of tactics RPG system. But yeah, with the more complex RPGs, I always play them for other reasons. The one that I really wanted to play, which doesn't have much combat or any combat at all, I think is Disco Elysium. I haven't actually played that yet, but I think that would be very much my kind of game. I just haven't played it yet. I think you have, haven't you, Diddy? I think that's coming out to Switch. If it is, then I'll definitely play it on that platform then. Uh-oh, got poison shotted. So poison's obviously poison. That's how it always applies. I better heal him. So one interesting little thing, mechanical thing, if you haven't played a Mercenaries Chronicle game before, one, as you level up their skills, you can actually choose what level you want to use. So the higher the level, the more it costs in terms of MP and whatever, but the more effective it is. So you can actually choose to do a little bit of healing or a lot if you want. And as you go along, you can actually level up those things further to give you a greater range in terms of how much you can serve your MP versus how much you're actually trying to get done. So my Alva guy here is pretty injured, so I'm going to max out my healing as much as possible. Yeah, I didn't think Disco Elysium had any combat. It's a little bit like Planescape Torment, like that. In that, I know Planescape has some combat, but it was certainly not the focus. And I like RPGs that do that. I will definitely play Disco Elysium at some stage. I think it does come out on Switch at some point, in which case that's the platform I'll play on. So we'll move him in. He'll actually do some combat this time. So his ability is nothing particularly useful there, must be said. Disarm reduces the enemy attack. Feint guarantees a hit but doesn't do too much damage. Provoke allows you to make sure that the enemies attack you first and foremost. And First Aid is First Aid. So nothing quite useful for this situation. I'll just attack. 22 damage. Take the counter. Now I don't want Alva to take any more damage, so I'm not going to use him yet. I'll see if I can almost defeat this enemy. Yep. Using my archer. And then Alva can get the kill. Yes. Good job. Good teamwork, team. Like I said, I'm waiting for Disco Elysium to come out on a console. That's when I'll play it. I'm not playing it on PC. I only play games on PC when I absolutely have to, like Baldur's Gate. I wasn't going to miss out on Baldur's Gate. Ooh. Ooh. Poor Alva. Only 2 hit points left. I wonder if he's got a first aid. He does not have first aid. That doesn't help. I gotta finish flowers, I know. I know. Believe me, I know. Wonder if I can first aid. I can. Excellent. I can first aid him. That'll do. Healing turn. Now, my archer here, the girl, she has poison shot. Excellent. Let's use that. Let's see if we can poison this enemy. Very good. Not the most honourable way to fight, but I will take it at this stage. Oh, Alva got a level. Good job. No, I don't think Rika is my favourite in flowers. I think it's somebody else, I'm sorry. So you're going to hate me for that. But I can't remember what her name is. I'm enough into flowers that I know all the characters. Here we go, got some loot. A heal bottle. Good job. Okay, so... And there we go. The archer Connie has leveled up. So the most important character in my team has leveled up. I'll have to double check. I can't actually remember. I can't remember the name of my favourite character in Flowers. It's the first one you meet? Not the glasses girl. Can't remember her name. So I'm going to go and get that last treasure. I can't defeat all the enemies until I have all the treasure. Otherwise I've wasted this battle map a little bit. That's alright. With only one enemy left, I'm at very low risk that I'm going to lose one of my characters here, so... That must be the leader. Alright. Yes, maybe Mayuri. Quite possibly, actually. I think that might be her. Alright, let's grab that last treasure. No longer poison. That was a long poison. Grab this here. Action, investigate. Got a soul stone. Don't know what that is, but we'll find out soon enough. Let's try and level up the priest. Good job, Priesty. Leveled up. And I'll give the kill to Connie just because she's my favourite. Bam! Stage clear. So that's the very first stage of Mercenaries Chronicles. As you can see, it all moves nice and quickly because remember this game was designed for mobile first and foremost. So it is, the levels do move through quite quickly. It does become, well, I don't know if this one is. The previous four all became a grind bit later on because you had to replay maps to level up characters, but it does move along at a pretty nice snappy pace. So that took us about 20 minutes to get through the first stage, including all the narrative stuff at the start. Like I said, this game does start with you being on the side of the people doing very nasty things because you are mercenaries and you've been Forced to, essentially, but I can guarantee you that there'll be a plot twist later on and you'll suddenly become the heroes fighting for the downtrodden. And to go back to your previous point, what if I told you in Flowers somebody tries pigtails later on? That person would probably become my favourite character, wouldn't they? And as a bonus for completing that stage, I got 250 gold and another soul stone. Who knows what those do? Connie reckons she deserves a pay rise. I'll give her all the money she wants, that's for sure. What a good bit of art that Connie character design is. Alva's pretty cool too. Connie is definitely underpaid. Race does not matter. Alva is, see, I told you, doing horrible things, but at least it's the diversity in the mercenary squad is there. You're a progressive, liberal group of mercenaries, you see, because you're friends with a foreigner. The oppressive white people are called Euros. Yeah. See, this game's pretty on the nose. It was originally a mobile game, so it's not going to be exactly subtle about its messaging. The other four weren't either, and that's part of the charm of the thing. But pretty neat little sprites. I really like the character art in all seriousness. That definitely improved. If you play the original, the first Mercenaries, which you can get on the Switch, like I mentioned, you play the first one. By the fifth one here, the progression is definitely there. This series has become more refined and mature in terms of the way it's presented. The company should be called Ice for more relevance points. Hey, no fighting, especially after work. No, after work is for loving. You are totally right, Dizzy. Dalton just has a face you want to punch. I think it's the hair. It's all like lazy and stuff. Just, put some effort in, dude. Can't look like you're just woken up 24/7. So here we go. Once again, because this is based on, or it was a mobile game originally, it's all very streamlined in terms of its presentation. I don't want to go through the tutorial again. It's basically a menu system between battles where you can level characters up and improve their skills and things. So here we go. I've got skill points, I would imagine. Oops, there we go. So the SP's there on the right hand side of the screen. I've just improved my disarm ability, first aid, feint. There we go. I've improved all those abilities. Move on to this one. This would be Alva. Let's increase his counter-attack ability. And provoke. Dalton. Well, he's only going to be used for healing mostly, so I'll just increase his healing capabilities. And then Connie, let's improve her agility so she's faster in the battlefield and also first aid. There we go. That's basically it in terms of what you can do between battles. You can go shopping. All these nice little weapons here. Magic 101. A book explaining the basics of magic. Let's buy that. I don't know what that does, but we'll buy it anyway. Blowgun. Better than a short bow. Oh, but Connie's already got that equipped. You can see the equipment there on the top. Won't change those at the moment. battle list. So that would be the number of levels you can work through. Not a bad list. We'll just quickly save. And we'll move on to the next battle, shall we? So, Battle 2, Belief. The Doro roads we're heading to. Our mission is to capture and send illegal immigrants to a designated internment camp. Cool! It's a fight on the bridge this time. This is the end of us. Ah, see now, there have been rumours circulating the slums. Once you've been caught, you'll be worked to the bone with no food to eat. And, of course, the mercenaries didn't know these things. So now they're starting to find out that the downtrodden, the illegal immigrants as such, are being treated horribly. And the little seed in their mind is going to start to germinate that they should perhaps not be doing the things they're doing. Sending them to the camp so they get fresh air and exercise, that's all. There is commentary in here, I think, you know, how people can be led to believe certain things about the way that things are being done when they're actually not very nice at all. The power of propaganda on motivating people to behind a cause. Forced labour good. Yeah. I'm sure Lester genuinely believes that until he sees just how horrible it really is. If you prove yourself to be a good worker on good behaviour, you may even be granted citizenship. That's how the system works. This game brought to you by One Nation. That's an Australian joke. If you're not Australian, don't worry about it. Sending you all to a camp is just a way to keep you safe. The writers of this thing really did not put any effort into being subtle whatsoever. The metaphor, the allusion, the allegory, they're all very explicit. Connie gets it. Connie totally gets it. Dalton does not. Dalton's such a loser. Look at the face. He's just a lost little soul, he is. That's exactly right. The moral core of the game is Connie. Underneath the hood was a heart of gold the whole time. Yep. She's the true hero of our story. This game really is so... Euros and Western may worship the same gods, but the rules and teachings are quite different. I wonder what that's a reference to. Uh-oh. That looks like a monster. Oh, cool. It's monster time. See, monsters you can fight without any moral conflict. It's okay to defeat them. So after a hard-hitting level in which you had to fight people that were quite innocent, now you get to just beat down on some spiders, dog monsters, and griffin, I think. But griffin without wings. See if... and then... See, Lester's doing the right thing, protecting the people that he just captured. We don't need that tutorial. You'll be able to discover that if you play the game for yourself. Basically, each character has different leadership abilities, and those give you perks on the battlefield. It's nothing too complex. Not in Nier. Yes, very good point. Yes, you can't fight the monsters in Nier and keep a clear conscience. So let's. There's the leader skills there. You can see them on the top of the stat blocks there. I think we'll make Alva the leader, yeah? Yeah. And then we'll make Lester stand there. We'll get Mr. Priesty Dalton there, and Connie, the hero of our story. Here we go. Yes, I'd be quite happy led by Connie, but I don't think that her skill set is quite appropriate for this battle, unfortunately. So I've had to let Lester take the lead. I mean, not Lester, Alva. Yeah, Alva. Investigate. Got some loot. A bracelet. Let's give that to Connie. What do we do? So what do we got up here? A couple of dog things, a couple of flowers, a spider, and the griffin must be the leader. But somehow I've got to get over to that side of the battlefield to get to that for whatever treasure that might be. That's okay, we can do that. Lester moves there. Close ranks. So one thing about this game is that the AI tends, well, again, I don't know about this game in particular, but this series as a whole, the AI tends to be fairly passive, that if you don't get too close to them, they'll leave you alone as long as you need them to, so... You can game it a little bit, but that's not unusual for tactics RPGs either. You can do that with Fire Emblem as well. I'm playing a lot of tactics RPGs at the moment, so I've been playing through Fire Emblem, because I picked that up on the Switch, the original one that got released. That was fun. I did a stream of that last week. Been enjoying that a great deal. And then I've also been playing... It's not quite the same tactics RPG, but... what's it called? Empire of Sin, the new XCOM-like from the Romeros. That's really good. I might do a stream of that later on this week as well. That's a really good game. Very much enjoying Prohibition era XCOM. Okay, so how... Yeah, attack up. Okay, so we got through that. Now... Hopefully Connie can defeat the spider with one shot here. 21, yep. Connie will win that one. There we go, nice and easy. I always try to defeat the obvious poison enemy first. I hate my characters in RPGs getting poisoned. So I have this real thing about spiders, snakes, and scorpion enemies that they always got to go first. Ranged enemy, that one. That's fine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So, there we go. A character of mine has already hit the floor. You have 4 turns before they disappear off the battlefield, so I've got to work fast if I want to save him. Which, of course, I do, technically. Yeah. One of the things I really enjoyed about a lot of RPGs in recent years is that they've kept the poison thing, because obviously that's a status effect you have to deal with as part of the genre traditions, but they haven't kept it as a persistent effect, so they don't continue after battle anymore. I think that's a good way of handling poison. I wish the older RPGs did that, so whenever I play a classic RPG I have to deal with poison and... Oh no! Ooh! So, Alva only has 2 hit points left. I'll show you what I was talking about in the last battle, that you can level up the skills. So, as you can see at the very bottom right of the screen there, at level 1, the healing ability only restores 30% of HP, but at level 4, it's nearly 50% at 45%. So, that becomes pretty important in the survivability of these characters. Connie hasn't taken a single hit yet. She's just been sniping like a champ. Good job, Connie. Oh, leveled up. She's my highest level character now. I might be showing a bit of favoritism there. Here's a good question. Do I have... Ah, there we go. So those soul stones that I didn't know what they did in the previous battle, they actually do cure knockouts. So I better do that now. The Phoenix down off this game. Oh, and then once they recover, they straight away get to act. That's cool. What I'll do is first aid myself. And he leveled up finally. The leader of the group finally hit level 2. Imagine getting knocked down by a plant with teeth. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing, isn't it? Pretty damn embarrassing. Alright. Dalton, keep healing Alva, since Alva can't stop taking damage. But now the plant is going to get swamped by all my dudes. Oh, it's a man-eater called Mariah. Why has the plant got a name? A human name, no less. Mariah. A man-eater. Let's get him into the action. Oh, that's a good hit. And, of course, Connie comes in to finish the off. And... man-eater down. Pure. I chalk that up as the game's sense of humour. It's surely. Alright, so now a bit more healing there. Let's grab that loot there. A heal pot. Pot is indeed healing. And what has Connie got as abilities that might help here? Maybe... if she moved there, she might get a shot in. Yeah, she does. Let's do a poison shot to try and weaken Wanet the Wolf. Didn't poison, unfortunately, but that's alright. Let's provoke so the enemies all attack him. Aggro up. Now they should go after him first and foremost. Oh dear. That griffin's got some magic. Uh-oh. Dearie me. Max taking damage does our leader. Alright, so the best solution here would be to... I still got to get that loot there. So I will first up... First aid. Connie's a champ. Okay, defend. Now, he has rapid attack. Well, hopefully that has some kind of useful effect. 31 damage, yeah, give it a go. Oh, good job. You got to level up. And finally, Connie. Fire. Oh dear. Didn't finish him off. This is going to be a tough round. Probably lose one of my characters. Alva's probably going to die. Because he aggroed up so everybody attacks him. Maybe not my finest moment. Alright. Oh, that was a good... That was nice and quickly healed from poison there. I'll deal with the wolf first, because the wolf does a lot of damage. Take my loot. Retreat. Across the bridge. I'm still going after that treasure. Got to focus on the treasure if you want to make the progress. What I'll do now is I'll use the priest to recover Alva. And then he will go and tackle the plant. Losing all my treasure, that's okay. First aid up. Good shot, Connie. And if I use my last soul orb, stone, whatever. With any luck, yes, I think I'm alright now, because the Griffin won't knock out my character in one hit. Everybody asks about first aid, nobody. I wonder what second aid would even be. That would be like the hospital, wouldn't it? So second aid in a game would be calling an ambulance in. This better be worth it. Oh, I used 2 soul stones to get 1. Whatever. She got another level. Connie, level 4. Can't stop her. cleric, Dalton the cleric, and Bop. Alright, so we'll finish this after this turn. Took us 12 turns, but that's alright. Griffin's nearly toast. Might as well get the extra experience from using the healing ability. There we go. And Alva can have the win in this battle. Bang. Oh, and he leveled up too. So at the end of that level, I've leveled 2 of my characters up to level 4. I've got the clerics at level 3, and the nominal leader of the party is only level 2, but he went loot hunting in that battle, so that makes sense. I got my rewards. No thanks to you, Lester. I personally prefer attacking than defending. Good stuff. Next time don't get knocked out quite so often. Oh, Connie calling it as it is. Alpha, of course you would. You're simple-minded. So predictable. Got to agree with Connie. Ooh, good comeback there from Alva. Because they're good people, you see. Complex-minded Connie. She's got it all. She's good with a bow, she's smart, she's got great fashion sense. Lester really does have his head firmly stuck in the sand. Oh, here we go. Bad night's coming. And off they go. So our first mission has been successfully completed. Trusting private soldiers is a good idea in real life. Nice analogy. Yeah. Oh, there we go, Connie. Yay, let's go shopping. There we go. Oh, Lester's such a stick in the mud. No wasteful spending. That's not very fun. Yeah, that's right, Connie. Saying it as it is again. It's really a spectacular hood. Because it's also like the arm guard and stuff. It's the braces. It's a magnificent bit of fashion, whatever that is. She's a material girl. Who would not want to be friends with Connie? She's obviously a good lass. Alpha. She runs a blog, I'm sure. When she's got downtime, she's got a blog going. She's on fanfic.net. Oh, hello. Faye. Faye and Connie ship, clearly. Good couple. Ah, she's the sister for Alva, I see. Overprotective brother? Well, yeah. Why am I not surprised? too flat for some people. Yes, those Steam forums are a wonderful place to learn about the female anatomy, that is for sure. They know it all. Absolutely. Oh no, poor Faye. She experiences racism. That's not very nice. She deserves better. Alva's a bit of a dweeb to his sister. I used to like Alva, I'm not such a fan anymore. Connie's the best. She knows cute outfits. I bet she's like a Faye. I bet Faye's like a really powerful magic user or something. That gets revealed in the next battle. I bet you. I bet you anything. She's like more powerful than Alva by a significant margin. So his overprotectiveness as a brother is just wrong. That's right. Good stuff. I'm looking forward to reading that Faye Conic fanfic ditty. Okay, so that's the first two battles of this little tactics RPG. As you can see, like I said, it goes pretty quickly. 2 battles, less than an hour. You can move through this game pretty quickly. But it is very traditional tactics, JRPG stuff. So if you like Final Fantasy Tactics, you are probably going to find something to enjoy about this one. It's certainly not a masterpiece of literature or anything, but it does have some fun character designs, and it certainly is willing to hit the themes hard. You can just see that they're about to convert over to the other side and start fighting for the downtrodden. So that I'm looking forward to, because at the moment I'm certainly not on board with what these mercenaries are doing. Anyway, that's good. Look forward to my full review of this thing. It'll be coming over the next couple of weeks. It comes out on December 17 on the Nintendo Switch, so I'll probably aim for my review around then. Otherwise, have a good week, play lots of games. Thanks for chatting with me, Divvy, and I'm glad we're on board with the Faye Connie thing. We'll be back on Friday with another video game to play, and it'll be a good one, I'm sure. I'm not quite sure what it might be. It might be Empire Sin, like I mentioned. I really am on board with that. That was a lot of fun. Well, it is proving to be a lot of fun. Prohibition era XCOM tactics from the Romeros, no less. That's it's a combination that's just working for me. Anyway, have a good week, everybody. Play lots of games. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much.